what's one of my friends said, and he said, feminism isn't about treating men down. Excuse me. Feminism isn't about tearing men down, but about tearing down a system of oppression that categorizes women as less than. In my opinion, men feel triggered because of a scarcity mentality. Even if they objectively recognize that oppression is wrong, they believe that positions, resources are scarce, and so they feel the need to protect their existing class and privileges. And oh my God, I was like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee, as you already know. Thank you so much for coming back. Yes, I can explain what's happening here. So I started my video. I thought I pressed record, but I didn't. So I was talking to the phone. And nothing was recorded, and so I did my brows and I did my concealer and nothing recorded, so I have to start all over again. But I can't clean my face, so please, let's just start from here. Please. Anyway, so what I said in the last video was that I am going to do a get ready with me today, and talk about just about anything, like anything that just comes into my head. I'm going to talk about it. So so it's a good thing that it stopped, actually, because I forgot to moisturize and put a primer on my face. So I'm gonna do that now quickly. Ah, Lord, how could I forget? What is wrong with me? So do you remember I did my skincare routine a couple of weeks ago? Yeah. And I said that I was going to show you an update. I'm still going to do that because look, my skin looks, much better. The sunburn is literally gone. So moisturize my face now. Now I'm going to put on my primer. I use the New Band Beauty mattifying makeup base. Just gonna put that on quickly. So let me just do this quickly before I start chit-chatting, right? So I wanted to talk about, just talk a little bit about feminism. So if you don't already know, I am a feminist, and a very proud one at that. Excuse me. Very proud one at that. And I'm fortunate to be one, because honestly, I feel like I've been a feminist all my life, way before I even knew the word. And I've always fought against societal norms and cultures and everything that just made me so unhappy, or everything that made me feel like I was being like I was being caged. I honestly never liked it, and I always spoke openly about it. And even though people always shut me up, I knew that one day would come when I would be able to openly what's going on? Excuse me, I think I choked on something. Right, so thank God we can finally talk about it. So feminism, I don't see a reason why feminism is such a big deal in Nigeria. Well, it's a big deal everywhere. Nobody wants it. No man wants it. Well, that's unfair. Most men don't want it. I think now we have a lot of men as allies who actually, have come on board. So what I did is I usually use glaze to brush up my brows, and I just brush it all the way up like that. So that keeps it sleek, and then the excess I just comb it down a little bit like that. So my brows is done. I was just you know, what was I doing? Concealing it, right? So, feminism. I want to have the same opportunities as men. I want to be able to make the same decisions as men, right? I've been single for almost 2 years now, and I have been able to make decisions that suits me, decisions that make me happy, and it hasn't hurt anyone, it hasn't killed anyone. So I don't understand why I haven't been able to make those same decisions in relationships, especially with African men. It's a big problem. And when I say that, they think that it means that you're saying that you want to be a slut. Don't mind them, all these feminists, they just want to be able to go around and fuck around and everything. No. Like, even if I wanted to do that, why is that your business? Why? But let me not digress. But what it means is that I want to be able to make decisions that, are beneficial to me and my future. I don't want to have to ask for permission or, have to think about, oh my God, what is this person going to say, or just not take up opportunities because I'm with somebody who is threatened by my success, or threatened by my confidence. Or the truth is, I believe that is what a lot of men are scared of. They think that once women are able to do what they want, that they won't be able to control them anymore. And why do you need to control anybody? Like, what is the problem? I've never wanted to control anyone in any relationship. So I don't understand why men are so obsessed with it. Like, why are you so obsessed with controlling anyone? I've heard guys have said to me, you will not be easy to control. Why do you want to control me? Why do you want to control me? Why don't you just live your life and let me live my life? Like, all we need to do is just respect one another and just make sure that, whatever it is that we're doing is not detrimental to the other person, and that we're making sure that we're behaving the right way. So that is the reason why you should actually be with somebody who's of like mind as you, just so that when they do something, you're not shocked by it. Or if you're with somebody who thinks like you, or you're okay with the way they are, then there's a lot of things that it doesn't matter to you. I used to think, right, that men just didn't know what feminism was, and that it was, our place to explain it to them. And then I started thinking that no, it actually isn't. If somebody has decided that they're going to be deliberately obtuse about something and not try to understand it, then why do I have to carry the burden of explaining it to you, or making it palatable for you to understand? Why? If I could go out of my way to find out what feminism is, why can't you do the same? Is that because you don't actually think that it concerns you? Exactly. But it concerns me. This is my life we're talking about. This is my future we're talking about. So the fact that it's important to me, that's the reason why I went after it, and I found out. If it were the same for you, you would go out and find out. So because of that, right, I started asking questions, because, I was confused. Like, why is it so complicated? What is the big deal? Why can't people just go out and, find out on their own? Like, or, is there something else that I don't know? Why is it this and why is it that? So I started asking questions. I started asking a lot of my male friends questions, right? And I found out that men, a lot of them actually do know what feminism is, but they're terrified, right? Number one. Some of them know what feminism is, and they become allies. Others don't actually know what it is, and they're not interested. They don't want to know, like, everybody can go and kill themselves They don't want to know. They're not interested at all, right? Okay, so for that reason, I started thinking, like, I think it's best I start asking questions, right? So I start asking, my male friends questions. Let me quickly read, what's one of my friends said. And he said, feminism isn't about treating men down. Excuse me. Feminism isn't about tearing men down, but about tearing down a system of oppression that categorizes women as less than. In my opinion, men feel triggered because of a scarcity mentality. Even if they objectively recognize that oppression is wrong, they believe that positions, resources are scarce, and so they feel the need to protect their existing class and privileges. And oh my God, I was like, wow, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I'm talking about the men who are always screaming, feminism is this, feminism is that. I realized that, honestly, a lot of them, that's exactly how they feel. They know that they are privileged. They know that, women are oppressed, but they don't want to accept it. Because accepting it means that they have to be better, they have to do better, and that things are going to change, and they quite possibly might lose their privileges, and they don't want that. And that's okay. I understand it. But the truth is, it's not something that you're going to enjoy for long. Even if it takes 100 years, it's a fight that's going to continue, and one day we're going to get there. Even if it's not in my generation, it's going to happen at some point. So it's totally up to you. If you want to try now to help, to become an ally, then no problem. If you don't want to, then no problem. So let me just explain to you what I wish would happen. I wish that women would be as free as men to make decisions that please them. Women would no longer be subjected to sexual abuse, rape. Women would be respected more in the society. Women would be able to hold political, positions, be able to earn the same as men if they deserve it, right? I want us to all be able to do what we want when we want it. That's what I want. And honestly, if men would just understand that this is something that could honestly be beneficial to every single one of us, then I think everyone's life would be much better. Because especially in Africa, like, men are always complaining about how, they have so much responsibilities. Oh, it is me that does this. Women just sit there. They don't do this, they don't do that. But the truth is, feminism is exactly the reason why, all of these things are being highlighted by feminism. And you're not trying to accept it because you're terrified of something that could possibly help you. Okay, continue. So let us also talk about, the fact that people say stuff like, housewives, they don't do anything. They're just always at home. They don't do blah, blah, blah. Do you know how much work a housewife does? It's not small, though. Taking care of children is a lot. So yes, you going to work to earn money, and her staying home and taking care of your children, cleaning the house, making sure you have food, making sure that your clothes are clean, making sure that the house is, on point. Even if she has a maid, she still has to supervise that and make sure that the house is going the way that you want it to go, right? All of that is hard work, but you don't think that it is, because you think that being at home and just taking care of the kids is nothing. I've seen some diagrams. I think I'm gonna post it. I've seen some diagrams of men opposing feminism, and a lot of those diagrams were men holding their own babies, looking like they were suffering. And in my mind, I'm just like, so that it's hard to take care of children and take care of the house and everything, but you are complaining that women are complaining of doing the same thing. Like, isn't that hypocritical? Like, what exactly is your problem? If you've always said that, being at home and taking care of the kids is easy, that it's not a big deal. So why now are you now saying that women are leaving men at home and they want to go out and work? Like, how does that make sense to you? It doesn't just it just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense. So like I said, I don't know if I already said this, but like I hate to talk about feminism on my page on YouTube, because like it's such a controversial conversation, and I want to keep this place very playful and fun. If you want to have those conversations with me, come on Twitter, let's do this. But honestly, I wish that people would just understand that we just need to accept the inevitable, because it's going to happen. We're seeing more and more women going out there to work and, do unimaginable things that we never knew that women could do. At some point, women couldn't vote. At some point, women couldn't go to school. In some countries, women still can't go to school. In some countries, women can't travel without asking for permission. In some countries, there's still young girls who are being circumcised. There's a lot around it. So it's not just about marriage. It goes way beyond that. It goes way beyond that. And I really wish that we would learn and understand that there's a lot that we need to do. And it's not just about all these minor conversations, though they're very, very serious conversations, because they affect us. They affect every single one of us. I just wish that everyone would understand that feminism, it benefits us all. But what pisses me off is when I see people trying to force it on other people. No one had to force feminism on me. I learned. I went out there and I started asking questions. I wasn't just asking other feminist questions. I did my research. The whole point of Men Are Scum is to highlight the oppression of women by men. It's simple. We can't lie that there isn't oppression. We know that there is. So what are we talking about? So my foundation now, I use Newborn Beauty in my skin, and I can't see the color on here, but yeah, that's what I use. And I like to use a brush now. I used to use the puff, but it's better to do this. Stop trying to convince people to be feminists. It's not like if someone isn't feminist, you can't talk to them or live life or just carry on. Maybe not have intimate relationships with them, because obviously you're gonna clash all the time. But my friends, when they talk about feminism and say, oh no, I don't want to be a feminist and whatnot, I don't see it as a big deal. Like, why is it by force? I don't like seeing those conversations. People have choices. Let people have their choices. The only time that I would say anything is when someone is deliberately anti-feminist. That's when I would speak up. But if someone were to just say, oh, I'm not a feminist, I don't care, I'd be like, oh yeah, carry on. Feminism in Nigeria, it's hard. And I honestly don't know how we're going to, at some point, get there. Hopefully we do. If it doesn't happen, I just know that personally, I am doing my own thing, doing what makes me happy. So I've done my foundation. I'm not doing any concealer. I'm not in the mood for that. So sometimes I just go straight on with my powder, and that's what I'm doing. So if you are thinking of being a feminist, I would advise that you do your own research, right? Make sure that it's something that you want. Even though it's beneficial to you, to everybody, it's beneficial to all of us. But I think that we all have to reach our own conclusion and decide when we are ready that this is what we want to do. What the hell is that? Oh, hair. Because if you don't, it's going to feel like people are forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. And why? Why should that be the case? So I'm just going to set my face with this, the MAC Prep and Prime Fix, right? So yeah, the way I do makeup is weird, but it works for me. It works for me. And that's the end of my rant. That's the end of it. I was just talking about makeup here, and I think I was complaining about my foundation and my powder. But anyway, yeah, let's keep this space as positive as possible. I don't want to talk about feminism here. I just wanted to highlight a few points and, possibly educate you as well. I hope that we all learn one or two things, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please watch till the end because I'm about to put my wig and my dress on. Thanks, guys. Mwah. this lipstick by Chanel, and it's called Rouge Allure. And I just put a little bit in there. And that's it. Give you